Right, we're here with the sixth member of the jury, Jake. How are you feeling?
Yeah, like shit. I mean, I expected it. Honestly, I did. I thought for like a minute maybe Kat would keep me, but based on her response to my pitch, I was like, no, no. She had already decided. I'm sorry, they had already decided. Like the minute they saw the noms, and which is fair. I was the front runner, at least to the rest of us. I was the front runner. The only ploy I could have done to save myself was make them think I wasn't, which was hard anyway, and I was trying to do that. It just didn't work.
So, where do you kind of feel like everything started going wrong for you?
I don't really think anything started going wrong for me at all. I feel like it's just I played a good game. I was at Final Four. You have to get out someone who you don't think you can beat, and Kat didn't think that they could beat me. So that's sort of just how it is. It's not really where I went wrong per se. It's more of how the cards fell at the given vote or the given time. Because I feel like I played a pretty solid game with some hiccups along the way, like with the Justin vote. Like I could have had more solid shit going on. Like clearly they weren't going to, like my allies that I thought I had were not really that solid, like just in general. But it's not like they didn't want to take, because I feel like Zoe would have taken me, but I could be wrong because I wasn't going to take her. But in terms of where I went wrong, hard to pick something that I really did wrong. It's more of just I didn't win the comps that I needed to win. Because if I'd won HOH or veto, I wouldn't be here, you know? And I was so close to both of them.
All right. So, looking back, at the final eight, you take a big power play to get Justin out.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, do you feel like this was still the correct decision?
Yeah. I firmly believe Justin would be in the final three if I didn't. I think he had a lot of influence and sway that people didn't see that I saw, and that if somebody did not do something about it, he would win the season, fully win. And I tried to convince people that. I don't think I ever did, and I could be wrong about my assumption on that. But that's from the game. You gotta do what you believe is the best move for you. And eliminating Justin opened up a lot of avenues to get to the end. Like with Zoe, who I know was not going to vote for Justin for the start, but I needed the numbers at that point. And it gave me a way out with taking out Will, taking out Nicole, bit more leeway with Sky, being able to show that I was loyal to Sky, that I wanted to take out somebody who was targeting her. I was able to better my communications with Kat, who I would have taken to the end, I think. But it was the correct move. But could it have been done better? Yes.
All right, interesting. So moving forward to, the final six, you comp out, winning both HOH and veto. And we end with, Will going home. Looking back, do you still stand by how this HOH reign went?
Yes, it Um, everybody wanted Will out. I figured, hey, I won this challenge. Rather than put another target on my back by taking out like Sky, I should go with like what the house wants here at least to at least like somewhat increase my odds of staying when like the next week, so that people don't take a shot at me. And it worked. People took out Nicole. People didn't take the opportunity to take me out. They were more focused on like having a good winner than taking out threats, which I mean was good for me because I was a threat. But I think it also has to do a bit with my social game. So I had a pretty solid game, pretty solid social game.
Right, fair enough. So, um, getting into the final four, obviously, Kat wins the veto. Why do you feel like they chose ultimately to evict you over Zoe? Do you feel like there's some way you could have maybe campaigned to them that would have changed your decision?
Um, I think Cat made the right decision overall because I feel like I would have won this season if I had not been evicted there. There was not really a lot I could do, and I knew this. I'd hoped that the work I put in with Cat the week that I put them up was enough to sort of bolster me or make them believe I would take them to the end, which is something. I because I should have told them a bit more about my allegiances to Zoe. I think that would have been a bit helpful in getting Zoe to go and showing how much Zoe has done behind the scenes without winning comps that I needed to win comps to do. But other than that, there was not a lot I could really do except for just hope that the pitch I gave worked and that Cat thought that I was not a big threat.
Right. So, fourth place, not bad. You're amongst great company. Great company. But looking at the final three, who do you feel like, how do you feel like you rank them currently as far as who you're more inclined to vote for?
Like I told Sky, I'm most inclined to vote for Zoe. Um, if Sky can manage to take Zoe out or Cat manages to take Zoe out, I'm inclined to vote for either one of them. They're like pretty equal in my eyes. Cat a little less because she just hasn't. They just haven't been that very like active like in general, at least from what I've seen. But I'd be inclined to vote for any of the three if they have a good pitch. If they can illustrate that they played the game well and played a winning game and had some sway this season, then they'll earn my vote. But at the moment, I'm leaning towards Zoe.
Fair enough. So let's take a look at your goodbye messages. So you should see a
Boy,
text interview channel.
let's see how fucking stupid I look with these.
Please. So you won't have read history perm, so you'll have to just stay on there.
Yeah.
And this first one is from Cats.
All right. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I knew. I sort of knew that was a Hail Mary attempt. I think if Zoe had won veto, maybe I'd have stayed, but I don't know. But yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, being a like self-proclaimed comp threat. Well, not really self. I never really called myself a comp threat, but that's how it is. That's how you look when you win three HOHs in a veto.
Please. Next is from Sky.
Oh boy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense too. Um, I don't think she's played the game she thinks she has. So we shall see. Let's just come off the oh, you get okay. I don't think she's played the game she has because a lot of people have been targeting her. I would not be surprised if she got clipped here at three. She's like most likely, in my opinion, to lose this and get home. But we shall see.
All right. And lastly from Jake. I mean, sorry, from Zoe.
Let's see it. That's it. That's all she said. After being final two, that's all you got? No explanations, no nothing. Oh, come on. Come on, Zoe. I love her though. I love Zoe. It was incredible
So,
conflict.
have any of these goodbye messages changed your perspective on your fellow house guests, or is it about the same?
Not at all. They didn't give me any information except a cat, which they should have, because we're getting close to the end. You should be at least explaining a bit of how he played. Cat was the only one to provide some sort of explanation for their vote, and Sky and Zoe just simply tried to, like, I don't want to say suck up, but they tried to suck up to get my vote, which is not how I operate.
Very interesting. Had had Zoe had been evicted there at 4, and you went into the final 3 with Sky and Kat, who would you have taken to the end had you won final HOH?
Very easily, Cat. Very easily. Um, in this game, you always want to take the path of least resistance. Like the easiest way to win would have been to take Cat. Sky, I could see myself beating, but it would have been a harder fight because of the comp wins. But I think my social game and general strategic prowess trounces Cat very easily. And they knew that, and there was not really a lot I could say. And they made the right decision because I think I would have beaten them very handily in the parade.
So so let's say Zoe were to leave third, um, and the finale was between Sky and Kat. Who do you think you're pulling for to vote for there?
I don't really have a pick. Most who have played very similar games, but don't realize they played similar games. And Sky and Pat both had allies. Both were great in social games. Well, one was a little better at comps than the other, but to me, comps really don't matter unless you do good shit with them. And Sky didn't really get a lot done with her HOH rings. Not keep control, at least. Sort of the same thing with me in week 8, where I couldn't really control whether Justin went. She didn't really have a lot of say on her HOH rings, but it all depends on how they sell it.
All right, very interesting. Well, that's all the questions I have for you, Jake. But thank you so much for playing on the season. We really enjoyed having you, and I hope you had a fun time.
I did. I did.
Period. Love to hear that. Well, we'll let you into the jury house shortly, and you can deliberate with the girlies.
Oh boy. Let's see how bad they hate me.